Hey, I'm going to get right to the point in this video. I've been sitting on this topic for a couple days uh, just because there was something that I found on the internet a few days ago and a couple days ago, and it made me really angry, so I didn't want to do a video or write about it until I had thought through and had gotten more rational about things and wasn't just spouting off about stuff. I'm sure you've seen it. I know that I've had a few friends post about it, but there was a comment made by somebody in the media. I'm going to try to be as anonymous about who it was, but you can kind of connect the dots because I want to make this video as unbiased politically as possible. I have people who watch these videos and friends who watch these videos that cover kind of the entire spectrum of things, so I don't want to influence or whatever. I don't want to make this video political at all. I will be the first person to say that I know a lot about certain issues, but then there are things that I don't know about, and I'm not going to claim to be an expert on anything except what I've studied. So I'm going to stay out of that. But anyway, there was a statement made by somebody in the media about the military people, soldiers, whatever, and veterans who struggle with PTSD can't handle it. And I immediately felt all kinds of things. There was all kinds of feelings. One, PTSD is very real. PTSD is a very real struggle for a lot of different people, from military to all kinds of different things. And most of my work as a mental health professional has been in trauma. But then also, it wasn't so much that one person made it. It was more so everybody who agreed. And I'm very much a person that you're allowed to think what you want, you're allowed to say what you want, as long as it doesn't do any harm. And that statement to me felt very harming to people who have experienced trauma, and then also to people in the mental health profession. And so right now, being October, is Vlogtober, which you're supposed to post a video every day. That's not going to happen because I don't have time for that. But I am going to post at least more than once a week. And I'm going to first address many mental health concerns that are out there in the world that I feel like get ignored or downplayed because mental health is not valued and not appreciated as physical health or any sort of other medical need, which I think is bogus. I'm just going to say it. There are other words for that, but I'm trying to remain as PG as possible. And it just makes me so angry. I've lost sleep for the past couple of days. I've been so angry that there is so many people that think that mental health isn't real, that mental health is a sign of weakness. And it's not. It's not at all. The clients that I've worked with, I've been in mental health for 10 years. I've been a therapist for about 6.5. I started as a direct care, which is more like, watching people. I started in a mental health hospital, and I've kind of worked everywhere. I've worked in adult day programs. I've worked in a women's prison. I worked in juvenile justice at some various level. And then I worked in Cambodia with sex trafficking victims. And I can't tell you a client that I would ever describe as weak at all. Some of the people that I have worked with, the majority of the people that I have worked with, have been the strongest people that I have ever met because they were able to admit that they needed help and that they couldn't handle a situation alone. And you never should have to handle a situation alone. We as human beings are meant and built to have relationships with people, to be relational to each other. And we should be able to admit that there are things that are going on either inside or outside of us, or both, that we need somebody to be there for. And I'm so angry that there are people in this world who think that that doesn't exist and that's a sign of weakness and you should be able to do things by yourself. It makes me so mad. Like, I can't, okay. But anyway, I want to try to also be coherent. I think that people show strength when they show vulnerability by way of saying that they need input from somebody else. And I've experienced in my own life being shamed for seeking out mental health care. I have a therapist that I don't see on a regular basis anymore because obviously I've been gone for a year. And I saw him right after I got back. And I used to see him fairly regularly, like a couple times a month. And then it tapered down because like I was in a better spot and I was able to deal with things more so without professional help. Like I still sought help from my friends, but I was able to really regulate a lot of things that were going on in my mind. I have a lot of anxiety issues. I don't blame anybody for them. They're just kind of there, and I need to deal with them. And I didn't have very healthy ways of dealing with them. So I sought out a therapist. And I have some people in my life who think that it's weird that I have a therapist, especially as a therapist myself. Or because they're like, nothing really happened in your life that you need that. But I do. My first experience with therapy was when I was in high school, and it wasn't very good. And I was really turned off by mental health and was part of that camp who was like, I can handle this by myself, and people who can't aren't strong enough. So, I'm coming from a place where I used to believe that, and I used to think that way. So I'm feeling a little bit better now that I've kind of gotten that off my chest. But it's still something that I feel like needs to really be addressed. And if there's anything that the mental health profession can do, it's to advocate better for ourselves and for our clients. It's to say that our clients are strong, and let's talk about their strengths more than the weaknesses or the areas of improvement, and start talking about our field in a better light. Mental health work is hard because you're carrying the burdens of a lot of people, and we need to not be so cynical, and I'm one of those people who need to not be as well. But yeah, so that's my rant. And then I promise the next few videos will be much more coherent and outlined. I really want to talk about trauma and PTSD, because I think also PTSD has become a buzzword lately, and I think people have a really vast misunderstanding of what trauma really is and what PTSD really is. So thank you for spending the last 10 minutes with me just babbling and ranting about how angry I was. And I will see you again later this week. Thanks so much. Bye.